Okay, this is going to be a very important video to help you understand the customer journey of your leads. So, if you're a home improvement business, if you're a roofing business, and you're trying to have a more dialed in system in your advertising, especially after someone becomes a lead, after someone fills out your form, whether it's on the ad platform or on your landing page, this video is going to be very crucial. You want to understand the step by step process to basically land your ideal jobs, your ideal clients, your ideal customers, so you can just repeat the process. A lot of roofers and home improvement businesses make a lot of mistakes post lead, which causes them to either, for the lead to either disappear or they book an estimate slash inspection and, it doesn't really go anywhere or the person kind of flakes. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about this process. So, uh, what 24 hours in the life of a high converting roofing lead looks like, or home improvement um, service lead. So they click your ad, right? And what happens is that they're trying to show some sort of interest because something about your ad stood out. Maybe it's the offer, maybe it's the imagery, maybe they liked your video, maybe it's the service, maybe they heard about you. And what happens is that they click and they fill out some sort of intake form, right? They submit their name, phone number, address, right? The issue they're dealing with. And then at this point, emotionally, they're in a high urgency state. What that means is that they are looking to solve their problem now. So right now is when their buying temperature is the highest and it's the perfect time to engage them. The mistake roofers and home improvement businesses make is that they don't engage the lead immediately after submitting the form. And by not engaging immediately, you know, as time goes on, 30 minutes later, an hour later, 2 hours later, the buying temperature starts to go down, right? They start to either find other companies, find other alternatives, or they start to rationalize, oh, well, maybe I could put this off a little bit longer since I'm confused how to, you know, when they're going to get back to me or how to truly get in touch with this company. So that's what tends to happen. Right. Another thing that's going on is that they're problem aware, right? They know that they have an issue. They either know it already or you remind them that they have an issue or they learn that they have an issue based on what your ad is saying. And thus they're seeking help in that moment, right? If you right after, filling out that ad, trust is the highest and they're like more likely to remember your ad if you get back to them as quickly as possible rather than a day later or even, 5 hours later. And it's not an excuse to be like, oh, this lead came in overnight. That's why you have to have systems in place, right? AI callers, AI text agents, um, email auto responders, something so that something is engaging them. If you already have a receptionist that works, you know, during the workday, doesn't mean you need to get rid of them. Just have them handle leads during the workday, and then have your AI caller follow up on leads after hours. Or if you're a receptionist or your desk person is busy, perfect. Just have an AI receptionist handle the leads that come in. Especially if you're spending a lot on advertising, you want to maximize every opportunity that you have, basically. So, about 5 to 10 minutes about 5 to 10 minutes after submitting the lead form is it's a critical window, right? So they expect to be contacted. You're top of mind at that point. Um, so this is when your automation should definitely be going out. Ideally, it goes out the first 5 minutes, but 5 to 15 definitely something goes out. If you don't already have a touch point at this point, maybe you have a second one at this point. Especially if you're in a very competitive market. Competitive markets, you gotta be on top of it. So you have your automation going out. Again, it could be an AI caller, it could be an SMS trigger of some kind. But if no response is going on, again, that buying temperature starts to drop, right? Interest starts to drop. Most companies lose leads here due to delay. Like delay is literally the biggest factor here. Stage three is about 15 to 60 minutes later. Ideally, you want to have some sort of sales rep reaching out to these leads, right? After that automation, maybe your AI caller pre-qualified the lead, and then that information gets sent to the salesperson, and then they call. Or if it's after hours, you have your AI caller pre-qualify, and then if they're qualified, the AI caller sets up the time, right? Sets up the inspection time, sets up the estimate or the walkthrough, and then basically, it's already on the calendar. And then the next day, your salesperson follows up to confirm everything, to answer any questions. Right. So that's crucial. You can have your qualification initially, immediately after the ad is submitted, or you can have it like, 15, 20 minutes later. So what happens is that the lead of yours gets a certain impression of your company at this point. If you're getting back to them this fast with the right questions, with this professionalism, you stand out. And if you're the first one to do that, they're anchored to go with your company because statistically speaking, leads tend to go with the first company that contacts them. Right. So this drives trust. And on top of that, if you're doing the things that I always preach, which is posting valuable content online as a service business, sharing your testimonials online as a service business, making sure your Google presence is good, then this is going to be huge. A roofing lead doesn't die from lack of interest. A lot of times it dies from delay. Stage 4, re-engagement. So about an hour, 12-ish, some sort of reminders that their inspection is booked, right? That their estimate is booked. And then within that, maybe you have some messaging around, hey, follow us on social media. Then they see your content, they see your social proof, that type of thing. The beauty of this is about making sure that they, it's a reminder, yes, that their appointment is scheduled. You guys are looking forward to it. That's one. The second thing, though, is to mitigate flakes by building further trust, because just because someone schedules an estimate with you doesn't mean they're going to go with your company or that they even like trust your company. So in what ways can you just stay top of mind and have them like just looking forward to it? It's not enough to just be like, oh well, they already have a pain point, so they're going to want to fix their roof, or they're going to want to get a new roof. So we don't really like, that's not necessarily the case. People get cold feet. People change their mind. People say, actually, I'll probably do it later, right? People rationalize a lot. So you want to remember that. Consistency wins here. Not necessarily like intensity. What I mean by that is you don't have to spam people. You just have to have a consistent messaging of, hey, we know what problem you're dealing with. Hey, we can solve it. Check us out online. Your appointment is at this time. We look forward to it. That type of thing. Where roofing companies lose money is that obviously no immediate response system, slow manual follow up, as in you rely on your sales team to follow up, which, I mean, it's classic human error, right? Humans can forget, they can get busy, your sales team can be overwhelmed, someone can call in sick, someone could be on vacation, all these various things. No automation, SMS, email, AI calling, etc. You want to be omnipresent in different channels because like you don't know which channel the lead prefers. So you may do text follow up, but this given person that's a homeowner actually only check, like they respond to text messages, but they love responding in email, right? Like maybe they view text messages spammy, but email they respond to, and then vice versa. They maybe someone else, they never check their email, so they don't see your email get sent, but they see your text immediately. And then some people, they pick up the phone, right? They may not respond to SMS, but if you call them, they'll pick up. And then others, maybe homeowners in the younger generation, you call them, they're not picking up, but they're going to respond to text messages. So it just goes to show you need to be omnipresent in these different channels, just so that you get an idea, just so that you maximize engagement. Roofing companies also lose money by an inconsistent sales process that isn't repeatable. So if your sales process isn't repeatable and you're like treating it differently every single time, then that could be an issue as well. So if you're going to implement like a system like this where you have AI callers, you have text agents going on, then it can't be something you just like try a little bit and then don't try. No, you have to like commit to it and give it time. That's crucial. And then another one is no tracking. Like no tracking, like if you're running ads, they don't have tracking. Like they don't know, they can't attribute where the lead came from, which ad performed in a way that produced this lead coming into their business. Especially if a job lands, like you need to have attribution and tracking to understand, okay, this was the customer journey from not knowing who we were, to seeing us on Meta, to filling out the form, to being qualified, to scheduling the estimate, and then filling out contracts and all that, and then to closing. So you want to have tracking. You want to, and CRMs are amazing with this. Those can really help, but tracking is very important. If you have a system like this dialed in, then you're going to have a really good time with your marketing. It's going to be more, profitable. You're just going to have a better return on investment. But if you just like go in kind of just running ads, just hoping something happens, you're not going to have the best time. If you need help with this, definitely feel free to reach out to me. I have we just created an ROI calculator, which helps you calculate your return on investment. So if you want that, click the link in the description, or if it's not in the description, go to one of the links on my channel and you can check it out. And if you're watching this on Instagram or on LinkedIn, feel free to send me a message for the ROI calculator, and I'll be happy to send that to you. Also, I have a ad template for roofers, 50 ad templates that help you, have higher converting ads for higher quality leads. If you want that, again, if this is YouTube, if you're watching on YouTube, find a link on the channel. And if it's LinkedIn or Instagram, send me a message and I'll send you the link to that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. Have a good one.